Good morning and welcome to One Heart, One Mind Center for Spiritual Living, all you beautiful people. And I want to invite Jackie Jones, our musician of the day, to kick us off with a song. Morning, Jackie.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Use me, oh God. I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I can do. I used to think God was the sun. Yes, God is the sun. And God's so much more than the earth and the sky and all of creation. God is creator, all in all, needing us to shine its light as me, as you, so use me, oh God. I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I can do. Command my hands, what must they do? Oh Lord, command my life, it's here for you. God is the love that heals all creation. God is creator, makes all things new. And God needs us to shine its light as me and as you. So use me, God. I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I can do. Show me all that I can do. Show me all that I can do.
That was great. Oh, so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Jackie. It was really lovely. One of my favorite songs, Ricky Beckwith, or Ricky Byers, I guess now. Good morning. Good morning again. And I would like to invite our practitioner of the day, Ralane Clarke, to start us out with our invocation, our opening prayer. And she sent me a lovely quote too.
All right, so as we close our eyes and just feel the beautiful resonance of Jackie's voice and the prayerful song, we just know that Spirit is present and we're so connected, full of this love and light and presence of Spirit that is right here in this very moment. And so we just know that we are interconnected and one with this love, this light, this perfect expression of Spirit that is just flowing in and of and through each and every one of us and together collectively. And our circle may be small, but it rises and connects with everyone that is a part of the One Heart, One Mind community. And I know that this morning is perfect and wonderful, full of curiosity, full of questions and wondering. And I know that the music is already wonderful and continues in this wonderful way. And each and every one of you that are here this morning are a part of the contribution to the wholeness of Spirit that is so beautiful. And so I know as we go forth with great love and strength and power and gentleness. And so I release with gratitude and love. And so it is. So it is. So I have a quote that fits with Reverend Michelle's talk. Okay, as Rabbi Sarakin says, curiosity can change our lives. It is worth noting that the Latin root for curiosity, curious meaning careful, diligent, inquiring, eagerly, is akin to the Latin word cura, meaning to care. To be curious is to be in an attentive and concerned relationship with others and with the world around us. It requires that we pause in our desires to act or move on. Rather, instead, we give ourselves over to listening and asking questions, to noticing and exploring. In pausing, we create a space for wonder and growth. By Dr. Bill Robinson, Madda of Curiosity, Sacrament. And I wanted to just add that last week was Jewish holiday Tu B'Shvat, which is the celebration of trees. I really like this holiday. And basically, I like it because I like to honor my trees. And when I walk in my forest, I feel tremendous caring for the trees and connection and wanting to know more about them. We have lots of different trees. We have fir and pine and sugar pine and madrone. And I particularly like the madrone trees because they bend a whole lot and they connect in with the other trees. And I always wonder if they're supporting the trees in that way and what that means. And last night I was walking our dog Jack, and it was really wonderful. The owls were hooting and the geese were squawking. And I remember just pausing and just taking a moment to listen. And as I listened deeper, I felt great care for the owls and for the geese and for all the trees in the forest and all of nature. And I wanted to know more. I wanted to be able to connect more with them, to know what the geese were saying and to know what the owls were hooting about. And it really was my deep connection with spirit that I was feeling. So it was very wonderful. And I think we have a affirmation for February that you had written, Michelle. With all the Valentine's Day hearts there. I love Valentine's Day. By some mystic presence, I was told to live and to love, to laugh and be glad. I was told to be still and know of the one, mighty power in and through all. I was told to let the power work through me and in me. I believed that voice and I received my good. Actually, this was written by Ernest Holmes. Very wonderful.
Yes, it was. I took it right out of the meditation from the back of the Science of Mind. I thought it was perfect.
Yeah.
So Jackie's gonna give us some more music. Thank you, Ralane.
Thank you, Ralane. When skies are cloudy and gray, they're only gray for a day. So wrap your troubles in dreams and dream your troubles away. When that sunshine peeks through, there's only one thing to do. Just wrap your troubles in dreams and dream your troubles away. Your castles may crumble, that's fate after all. Life's really funny that way. No use to grumble, just smile as they fall. Weren't you queen for a day? So just remember the sunshine always follows the rain, and wrap your troubles in dreams and dream your troubles away. Your castles may tumble, that's fate after all. Life's really funny that way. No use to grumble, just smile as they fall. Weren't you queen for a day? So just remember the sunshine always follows the rain, and wrap your troubles in dreams and dream your troubles away.
Well, that gotta make you happy. I challenge you to listen to that song and not smile. Thank you, Jackie. That was lovely. Oh, wonderful. Oh, let's just take a deep breath in. Oh, and just enjoy this glorious day. So again, good morning, wonderful people of One Heart, One Mind Center for Spiritual Living. And welcome to our online Sunday service on this absolutely gorgeous, beautiful February day. When my oldest son, Justin, was a kid, he was one of the most curious kids I have ever known. And I've known a lot of kids as a teacher. You know, he wanted to know how everything, every little thing worked. He just wanted to know everything. He wanted to know why things happened, why they were the way they were. And you could watch him, you know, and his mind would kind of like drift off somewhere. And then he'd come back suddenly with a question like, how does the electricity get through the wires? You know, he was just so inquisitive. And to be inquisitive is to be open, you know, to have this sincere eagerness to know. Ernest Holmes, our founder, invited us to be open at the top and to let go of what we think we know and open a space for new information, new understanding to come in. You know, to always kind of live on that edge of wonder and awe and curiosity. You know, when I hear people use that cliche about curiosity, well, it killed the cat. I always think, but what a way to go, you know, experiencing something new and interesting, living on that green growing edge. You know, I shared with you last week that this month's theme is, which I particularly like, I have to say, is curiosity as a superpower, you know, and it truly is a superpower. Curiosity is one of the most interesting things about humanity. You know, we humans have this deeply curious nature, and we're even often curious about things that really aren't very important, you know, things that we might call the minutia of life, little minor things. Our curiosity has us doing things like reading news about people we will never meet, or learning things about topics we might never have any use for at all, or exploring places we will probably never go again. You know, I happen to love playing trivia just because, you know, we just love to know the answers to things, even if there's no obvious benefit. I think it is a fascinating trait. Curiosity is the excitement of what could be, you know, it kind of moves us out of that sense of complacency and the mundane and the mediocrity of our lives. And it inspires us to move forward into a greater yet to be, you know, it gets our creative juices flowing. You know? I was thinking about all the things that we take for granted today that somebody at some point in history was curious about. Things that are just, commonplace for us now, like fire. What made people curious about fire? Maybe it was that bolt of lightning that started a fire and it piqued some early humans' interest. Maybe it was a raging fire or wildfire that they witnessed. But once upon a time, some early human channeled their curiosity and figured out how to start a fire. And after they mastered fire, just flung the doors open for all kinds of discoveries and inventions. I mean, think about it. Stone tools, boats, spears, language, glue, clothing, the flute, and now computers, cars, airplanes. We're still going strong because the possibilities are infinite. It's almost mind-boggling, I can't help but be curious myself about what spark drives humans to explore, to discover, and to invent things, and the metaphysician in me believes that it's the spark of the divine within us all. And God is creative and inventive. So of course, so are we. We share its nature. We have that divine spark that wants to express and be curious, just as we feel that connection with the divine. Curiosity will get us there. It makes us eager to learn new things and to solve problems. No matter what we're doing, whatever we're doing, whether we're listening to music or reading a book or watching TV, it's there, helping our imagination soar. It motivates us, that spark of curiosity. It inspires us to seek out knowledge and to discover how things work. And my inquiring mind wants to know, why are we so curious? Why are we curious at all? How does that serve us? Well, curiosity certainly helps us learn about our world, inquire about our world, our environment. It's helped us to survive and to adapt, to create better lives. Curiosity has been observed across the entire animal kingdom. All animals are curious, from apes and dolphins all the way down to crabs and tiny little nematodes. All animals seek information about their environment, including us. It helps us to navigate and to understand our world. And this kind of curiosity is externally motivated, which is great. But we humans also have this very powerful curiosity that is internally motivated. Have you noticed that? We don't only want to know about our external world. We want to know who we are and why we're here. We're curious about our purpose and the meaning of life. And that is a very interesting kind of curiosity. It leads us on that internal journey. There's an idea in science of mind that we talk about often. And it's the idea that what we are seeking is seeking us. Meaning that there is a divine spark deep within us that is calling us to discover and express life in a way that will fulfill us and bring meaning to our lives. And that way is unique to us. And we can feel our way into expressing that life. We get to explore what makes us feel good, what we're interested in, what holds our attention in a positive way. And this is just a wondrous adventure of self-discovery and self-awareness. And this internal curiosity helps lead the way for our growth and our maturity and our evolution. And it doesn't matter how old we are. I think about that sometimes, here I am, 68, what else do I really have to learn? But this spark that wants to express, it doesn't care how old we are or what our economic status is or what our particular situation in life is. The potential lives in all of us infinitely because we're infinite beings. It's our birthright. It's our infinite nature. Life does not stop at the end of our human lives. Now, to be clear, I'm not saying that we have to work hard to figure out what we've got to do while we're here. On the contrary, this is a process of tapping into what is already within us. It's more of an allowing. You know, I ran across this wonderful quote by Ernest Holmes. You know, I always get on the Science of Mind archives. There's some good stuff on there. But in this essay that he wrote called A Holmes Reader on Meaning, I found this quote, and he really describes this journey of self-discovery, I think, brilliantly, that he wrote, and I have it up here on my screen. I have no printer here, so couldn't print anything out. There is something deeper than the intellect. I love this line, an unthought out something. The intellect reaches out to it and it is fed by it. There is an opening in everyone's consciousness for the outpush of a force and energy, a creativeness, an imagination, and a will greater than anything the intellect alone can conceive. The flow of creative life is from an invisible center outward. Every person is an inlet and may become an outlet to the river of life. Ah, I want to stand in that river of life and let it move through me. Ah, I love that idea that we are each outlets for our inlets for the outlet of the divine river of God. You know, and I've said this before, I am a huge fan of asking ourselves meaningful and empowering questions to kind of jumpstart our journey of self-awareness. Michael Beckwith talks a lot about these kinds of questions, and I've learned a lot from him on the subject, listening to his talks. You know, and when I was younger and I hadn't been exposed to science mind and to the spiritual principles that I now live my life by, before I knew better, let's put it that way, I would often ask myself disempowering questions. Questions like, why is this happening to me? And who's to blame for this? And what is wrong here? You know, and these kinds of questions have us looking to the outside world for solutions and explanations for why life is the way it is. And all that does is constrict and narrow our lives to what already exists in the world. There is nothing new here. But when we practice asking meaningful and empowering questions like, what good is here that I presently cannot see? What is seeking to emerge in my life right now? What gifts are getting ready to bloom through me? These are empowering questions that take us within into that invisible realm of cause and that infinite well of information that is centered in the seat of our souls, the God self within us. So there is where we go to really move into a new way of being, to find the source of what we want to move into. You know, and we know as metaphysicians that by law, every question we ask is answered. You know, Jesus told us, ask and it is given. He understood how universal law works. And if we ask disempowering questions, such as, why is this happening to me? Law will tap into that storehouse of the collective human consciousness and show us everyone and everything that's to blame for our plight and feed back to us everything that is wrong with us. Now that is not very empowering. I don't want to go there. But the practice of asking empowering questions begins by recognizing whether we're looking for answers out there in the external world, the world of effect, or if we're turning within to the world of cause, to the seat of the divine where all answers are available. And if we're looking outside ourselves, then asking empowering questions can guide us back into the divine presence. Say, I'm looking out here, nothing out there. If I ask myself, what wants to emerge here? I'm suddenly moved back into the internal world. You know, if I say that I believe spirit is the source of everything in my life, which I do, and then when something happens that I don't like, I find myself I might find myself asking, why is this happening to me? And then it implies that I actually believe that something other than God is moving through my life. But if I ask a question like, what good is seeking to emerge through this event, through this situation, through this challenge, then I'm understanding that everything is working towards a greater expression of love, of good, of joy, and that the nature of life is to move towards that greater expression. And, the truth is that sometimes along the journey, life takes unexpected twists and turns. When we only see what is right in front of us and not what is emerging in the larger process, it's easy to become discouraged. Well, but when we move out of life is happening to me and move into life is happening through me, we open ourselves to the flow of the divine. Holmes again told us that every person's consciousness flows back to its source. And from there, we bring knowledge, wisdom, and power. He told us that the divine intuition is within each of us, and that it will bring us back to our wholeness. And because, as I said, we know that every question receives an answer because law is unshakable and constant, we can consciously practice asking the questions that empower us. What good is here that I presently cannot see? And then we move into that heartfelt listening. That's a part of it. We can ask a question, but then we got to listen. We listen, really listen to the answers that intuitively bubble up from within us. This is a powerful practice. When we shift our attention from resenting and resisting painful circumstances, the things we really don't want to experience, to a patient and peaceful allowing of wisdom and inspiration to kind of bubble up, then we're guided and we're led by that flow of life. As Yvonne loves to always remind us that to trust life and to stand in the flow of God. And then we ultimately transform our lives. There's an interesting point that I've heard Michael Beckwith make a few times that I think it's super powerful and worth sharing with you. And he said this. He said that if we run up against something that just seems so big, so foreboding and so overwhelming, and we truly don't know where to begin, when we're wondering, how am I ever going to get through this? It's just lasting so long. He suggests asking the question, if this situation does not change and would last forever, what quality must I embody to have peace of mind? Oh, what a powerful question. If this situation does not change and it would last forever, what quality must I embody to have peace of mind? And then patiently and compassionately listen with your intuitive ear. If you're stuck in something and it just doesn't seem to want to move, ask yourself this question. And because we know law always works, a quality will begin to emerge in your awareness. And as you begin to focus on that quality rather than on the circumstance will begin to shift. You'll feel your resistance softening and your heart will open. And you'll actually be participating in your own transformation. That's the way the law works. Now, I don't want to gloss over, I don't want to trivialize or do what we sometimes call spiritual bypass around the challenges that we will inevitably face in our human lives. Stuff comes up. And I don't want to ignore or underestimate that we have all been enculturated to believe that the world happens to us. But I want to point out that even as we begin to shift and to mature spiritually, these old patterns will sometimes still raise their head. So it's a good idea to be aware of them so that when they do raise their head, we can recognize them, and we may even be able to head them off at the pass, so to speak. And if we want to get a jump on them, we may even want to practice the art of asking powerful questions before they even show up. We can ask ourselves, in what area of my life do I still feel like a victim? A victim meaning that life is happening to you and not through you, that you are unempowered. You might want to ask, hey, what area, just scan your life. Where do I actually believe that the world outside of me is in control and not the God that is moving through me? And is this serving me in some way? Do I believe on some level that if someone else or something else is the problem, then it kind of gives me permission to move into a pity party of blame and shame and regret? And what quality can I embrace to replace this old pattern? So I was looking for an example, and an example from my own life is that I grew up in a family whose underlying belief, unspoken, was that there was never enough money, never enough income. Money was always scarce. And to this day, if something unexpected comes up for me, I can feel myself wanting to fall back into that old pattern. It feels like fear and sometimes almost like panic. And I've learned that the way to shift this feeling is to go within. Just go within, use my spiritual practices to establish myself in the divine presence where there is always enough. There is no lack or limitation in God. This is where I connect with universal supply, because universal supply is infinite when I cooperate with its nature through law. And the freedom of supply of God is not dependent on anything outside. It's a quality that will rise up when I call upon it, and it'll fill the void. Sort of like light dispels the darkness or warmth dispels the colds. It will take over. It's the spiritual truth. And we have to remember that these habits that we have practiced over a very long period of time can be shifted through the practice of self-awareness, of self-discipline and self-responsibility. I've never liked that word, but I was saying on last Tuesday in our class that I have a brand new understanding of the word discipline. Discipline is a derivative of the word disciple, which means to fall in love with. And when we fall in love with the vision that we have for our lives, when we fall in love with how we want to feel, then self-responsibility, our ability to respond and not just act impulsively or react impulsively to any situation that rises up. When we develop that self-responsibility, that ability to respond, we can respond from a place of peace and compassion and love rather than just react in fear. And our ability to respond can guide us along. It really can. It can open the floodgates of that power, that infinite flow of freedom, abundance, love, joy that's already within us. It's in us. We don't have to go anywhere. We don't have to do anything. It's there. We tap in. So I just want to say one more thing before I end today. I want to recognize the human condition brought on by the devastating earthquake that happened this week in parts of Syria and Turkey. And when things like this occur, our hearts break because we imagine the pain and the suffering of the people going through this event, experiencing this. And if you're anything like me, sometimes you feel helpless, but I have to stop and remind myself that I am not helpless, that none of us are helpless. As metaphysicians, we know that we are thinking into the same mind. There is only one mind, and we are all thinking into it. And Our individual thoughts have the power to influence this one mind, to influence the narrative of the collective consciousness. And we can do this, we can hold the space for governments and organizations that are helping with the rescue, like UNICEF, to be funded, to run, not walk, to the aid of these people. And we know how to do that. We know how to do spiritual mind treatment. We can set a new cause in the world order. We are not helpless. We are all one in this vast one mind, and our thinking, we know, can change the collective consciousness. I ran across this beautiful quote by Ram Dass, and I just wanted to end with it. And I think it just applies perfectly to this situation. So he wrote, "What do we really have to offer? Everything, it turns out. Within each of us is the essence of being, which is in all things. Call it God, life, energy, consciousness. When we're helping another, and in our case here, through spiritual mind treatment, they feel that they are not isolated beings. They feel us there with him, that we are in this together." I truly believe that's so, that when we hold in mind our collective unity, we are making a difference. So let's move into prayer. So taking a deep centering breath in, I know that all there is God. There is only one mind, one power, one presence, one life in which we are all living, moving, have our being. In all of the human situations, conditions, events that rise up, we are all in it together. So I speak my word for and about each and every person that is here on this call. I speak my word for and about any individuals within our spiritual community there that are having personal challenges, that I know their wholeness and their well-being is rising up through these processes. I speak my word for and about all of the people that are struggling in Syria and Turkey, in any part of our world. I know their wholeness and their good is moving towards a greater expression of itself, as it is for all of us. I speak my word for our beloved Earth, our Mother Earth, upon whom we walk, that she is in harmony and balance and bringing herself into wholeness. And I hold this space open wide for the guidance, the perfection, the love, the compassion, the harmony, the order, the goodness of this one life to express in new and fresh ways in which we have never experienced before. Thank you, God, for this truth. Thank you, God, for this ability to create. Thank you, God, for our empoweredness. Thank you, God. I relax in this knowing. I just relax. I know that as I hold and speak these words, I resonate at the level of this wholeness and this truth, that they make their way into demonstration into our physical world. So for this and so much more, I simply say thank you. I allow it to be, and together we say, and so it is. And so it is. Well, we are a small and mighty group today. And I believe, Jean, it's you that is doing our...
Yeah. So now is our opportunity to seed into our spiritual center through the act of giving. And there's a couple of ways that we can do that. And one is through using the Venmo app on your mobile device. And the entity that you want to look for is the @ OHOM Center. And we've also got a new mailing address if you're into mailing checks into the center. And I'm going to put that in the chat. And
so exciting, we got a new PO box.
I think we have the next, can I get the next slide?
Yep. Oops, here we go.
That works. So sacred giving, everything flows from the nature of God's good. We receive from this flow, we give from this flow, we give in gratitude and in love. We have faith in the infinite giving nature of spirit, and so it is.
So it is. Thank you, Jean. We'll come back to you in a minute. Yvonne's got some announcements for us.
Okay, I do. Monday night, 6 to 6:20, you can join us on Zoom while we silently pray for our center. And then on Tuesday evening, we have spiritual learning group. And the learning circle will continue with week 2 out of 3 that we're looking at. We're studying Jim Massapust's book, Thank You, God, That. And KJ is holding it up so we can see it. It's really, we're going to work on chapter 10 and 11. And that sounds like a lot of reading, but it really isn't. It's not very long. And Reverend Michelle, I think, will be able to get the reading up there. If she gets, okay, great. So it'll be there. It's really a great experience in sharing each other's thoughts. And it makes me laugh because everybody there is a pretty experienced science of mind person. And so we think, well, we're talking about things that we already know how to do, but it's very interesting to hear the wonderful stuff that comes out of it. Right, Nan? Nan comes in, and it's really fun to find out too how many people have experienced the same things and are working on it. So please, if you want to come, don't worry about not having read anything, because it won't matter. And so anyway, moving along, I just wanted to remind everybody that Wednesday, March 1st, there will be a hybrid memorial service for Reverend Leslie. And we'll get more information about that online, but just write it in your calendar so you won't be shocked when you find out that's what we're talking about. And then I had a couple of reminders. I have to tell you this one because it made me laugh. Don't forget about paying attention to and expecting unexpected income. And I've been doing that very carefully. And I have to tell you, I had a wonderful demonstration of it. I found a quarter in the grass when I was walking my dog. And I laughed and said to the universe, all right, you're messing with me now. Because now I have to come up with 2.5 cents to tithe for it. So I'm sorry, I love to be silly. If you don't know that, I'm telling you now, you have to get used to me. But, and then our daily Science of Mind readings by the practitioners and Reverend Michelle are happening on the CSL YouTube channel every day. And if you listen to those every day, you will experience the Science of Mind book totally by the end of the year. And then also, just don't forget about our center and supporting our center. That's what keeps us going. And so that's all I have.
That is great. Thank you. Thank you so much, Yvonne. And let's see, let's do our benediction, and then we'll have Jackie give us some more music, our song.
Great, thanks, Michelle. Right. If you're comfortable, let's go ahead and close our eyes and go back to that centered place. And I'm so incredibly grateful for this service and for this opportunity to be in community and for this deep look at the powerful context of living from a place of curiosity. For leaning into life with profound interest, I know that this service and each and everyone here is both blessed and a blessing. Thank you, Spirit. I welcome this week ahead with open arms, curious eyes, and anticipation and expectation for all the good that there is. And so it is.
Beautiful, Jean. Thank you. Okay, Jackie, take it away, kiddo.
All right. Thank you, Jean. And it was great being with you all again. Happy Sunday. Better days will surely must you keep on holding on. Every day will be much sweeter than the day before. All you have to do is keep on holding on. Keep holding on. Someday soon the rain will end. And better days will come again. Every day will be much sweeter than the day before. All you have to do is keep on holding on. So start each day with a smile and look toward the light. It's only a matter of time and it won't be long. Just keep holding on. Keep holding on. Better days will surely come. Just keep holding on. Keep holding on. Keep holding on.
Oh, that was beautiful, Jackie. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was lovely. Ah, all right. Well, thank you all for sharing this time. I'll wait for Jean to, there we go.